Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, ValdaValsha. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my manga pickups and other favorites at the end of the quarter of last year. So that's basically, about the last 3 months of 2020. So let's just get right on into it. So first I'm going to talk about some manga that I picked up from the used bookstores. So first on the list is a manga called Aventura. So it looked really cute, really adventure-like. Now, unfortunately, it is by Del Rey. So I have no idea if it's complete or how hard it is to find this series, but it looks cute, so I'm gonna check it out, give it a try. And then next is going to be Natsume's Book of Friends. This is something that I've been interested in for a while, but I've never quite given it a shot. I know there's an anime on it too, but I'm gonna check out the manga first, see if I like the series at all. After that, we have Higurashi When They Cry Volume 2 Abducted by Demons arc with Keiichi on the front cover here. So I do own all of the original Higurashi anime on Blu-ray, which I did rewatch recently, and I decided finally that I'm going to try and collect all of the manga volumes because they're all in different arcs and there's quite a lot of them, but I've noticed online that it's getting expensive to collect Higurashi. Not sure why, but certain volumes I've seen for quite a bit of money. So I'm gonna see if I can find them used and pick them all up. I'm also watching the new anime series for Higurashi as well. I rewatched the original to prepare for the new one, especially since it was more of like a sequel than a remake. But now I'm really confused because a lot of the same events are playing out, but they're only slightly different. And I feel like I'm watching the same thing again. And I don't know, I like the old art style of the other anime. The new art style feels, I don't know how to describe it. Like their faces and like their mouths always look like a three, like a cat. They always look like they have a cat face on them. And last on the list for used bookstores is going to be a series called Kiss of the Rose Princess. I have no idea what this series is about. It just looked really pretty. I've seen it at used bookstores quite a lot, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot and see if I like it or not. So I picked up the first 2 volumes. The next manga I have here is basically a manga that I'm collecting to kind of, continue a series that I'm picking up or fill in the blanks of some volumes I was missing. So I'm just gonna go through this real quick. So 7 Deadly Sins, volume 23. I'm not caught up with the manga. I know the manga's finished now, but I am caught up with the anime. So based on the cover, I'm pretty sure I've seen this in the anime already. Then I have Bungo Stray Dogs, volume 8 right here, which I have not started reading yet. I really need to start doing that. Sacrificial Princess and the King of Beasts, volume 11. Next is Honey So Sweet, volume 4. I don't know what it's about. I haven't started reading it yet, but volume 4 was missing in the last collection that I showed you guys, so I picked up volume 4. That way I would have it. In my last pickup video, I had quite a lot of this series, but I didn't know if it was finished, and I did discover that volume 16 of The Demon Prince of the Momochi House is the last volume. So now I have all the volumes, so now I'm gonna give it a go and try to binge through it. Next on the list is D. Greyman, volume 26. I'm not sure if I read these chapters online already, but I guess I'll find out. But I did think it was funny that for this volume of D. Greyman on the back here, it says where, I guess where are these characters? Like, where's Kanda? Real question, where's Lavi? Where is he? And then last on the list is a series I know nothing about because I just started collecting it, but I just found the cover of this to be very edgy, and I'm like, you know what? Sold. I will check that out. And that is Moriarty the Patriot. It's supposedly about Sherlock's rival, Moriarty. So I have not started reading it yet, but I'm gonna check it out, and if I like it, I will collect more. All right, so moving on to some Shoujo series. I actually picked up a Shoujo Magical Girl series. It's one of the first Magical Girl series that I've ever read, and it's Phantom Thief Jean. I remember reading this series when I was quite young, so I am hoping that I like it as much now as I did back then, but I saw it on a sale, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna collect it, and I just hope I enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it the first time, And then moving on to a more, I guess, mature shoujo is gonna be Everyone's Getting Married. It has a really good topic for more adult characters, characters in like their 20s. So next on the shoujo list is gonna be Love Me Not. This is a series by Io Sakisaka that I find interesting because I hear a lot of people in the manga community don't like this series of hers as much as they like her other series, whereas I feel like I'm the opposite because I've read some of her other works and I couldn't really get into them. But this series I gave a try and I really like this one. This one's really good and very entertaining. So basically this series, what it's about is it's about these 4 characters right here. You have 2 girls, 2 guys. They're basically in one giant love square with each other. And what's interesting is that we basically have 2 main female leads, and they both have opposite views on love and how they view their relationships with boys. And the next is gonna be Fruits Baskets, another. I do find it cute to, you know, see all the kids of the original characters. I also find it interesting that the main character basically has a bad family situation. Yet again, very similar to Toru, but she is, of course, a different character than Toru is. Next on the list is gonna be Prince Freya. This is a series that took me by surprise. If you like dark shoujo, and I mean like a dark series, not necessarily romance so much as it's about other dark themes like war, for example, then you might really like this one. Here I have volume 11 of Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight. It's a pretty cute series. It is ending soon, I believe, in the next volume, but you know, it's basically just romance. And then I have Children of the Whales here, so I picked up volumes 12, 13, and 15, which Children of the Whales always has, you know, just such gorgeous art. Like the art on the front covers and the way that the light reflects on them. So gorgeous, so nice. Sailor Moon Eternal Edition with Venus on the cover, and Sailor Moon covers are so pretty. Last on the list is basically gonna be some manga from, you know, some of my favorite artists. So first it's gonna be volume, oh my gosh, Roman numerals. It has Ran Mao on it, and she's pretty. It's a gorgeous cover for Black Butler. And this also goes into a bit of Mei Rin's past. I think in later volumes we'll get to see more of her past as well. Her art is just, it's so gorgeous. And these characters look good in anything that she puts them in, so beautiful cover. And speaking of really gorgeous art, is going to be the case study of Vanitas by Jun Mochizuki, which this is the same author who made Pandora Hearts, as well as Crimson's Shell, which is a one-shot. The art is gorgeous. When I saw this character especially, I'm just like, yes, that looks like a character I would very much enjoy. And I don't know who he is yet, but I know eventually I'll get to his character, and I'm sure there's going to be more characters in this series that I'll enjoy. Next is a recent favorite of mine, Nicola Traveling Around the Demon's World, Volume 3. This is such an adorable series. I don't see anybody talking about this one. It's actually rated all ages. It's very cute. It has so many like colorful characters of the different world in the demon's world. It's basically about this girl makes her way into the demon's world. She's a human, but she's also like a bit of a witch, and she basically gets lost and falls over and gets discovered by a devil by the name of Simon. He finds her as she's basically, you know, just kind of starving and dying because she just kind of wandered on in there. And last on this list is by far probably my favorite manga that I have started this year. The first volume had me absolutely hooked. I wanted to get into it for a long time just based on the art. I got hooked right away. I had to go and buy more. And now I am on volume 6 of Witch Hat Atelier. This is such, what can I say about this that I haven't already said? It's so, like, it's such a beautifully drawn and told story about a girl, Coco, who I have a figure of as well. So it's about the Witches Society. It talks a lot about forbidden magic with the brim hats, which are basically, you know, seen as the villains of the series. And in this, it goes into a lot of the witches school and everything. But basically a theme within Witch Hat is, can anyone be a witch, or do you have to be born with it? And there's a whole secret to that of like whether that is true or not, which you will find out in basically the first chapter. So if you want to check that out, I'm trying so hard not to spoil this at all. But what I really love about this series is I love Coco and I love Kifrey. I think they're both really good characters. Kifrey is Coco's teacher, and the more that we learn about him and his past, the more I just fall in love with his character because like him and Coco have very similar tragedies, I guess you could say, that befall them, which makes them, you know, relate to each other quite a bit. Kiefer is just one of those characters I find so interesting because he seems so good on the outside, but inside he's just a man with a lot of internal trauma going on, and it's like, I want to know more about him and I want to know more of what's happened in his past. They make him out to be such a tragic character, and I love it. And all of the characters in this series are just, they're great, they're fantastic, they're so colorful, all of them are so pretty, and they all are very unique in their personalities. And what's crazy about this series is it has two figures of it. Like, it has this figure of Coco, there's another figure of Coco where she's in her regular witch attire, and I am surprised that no anime has been announced for this series yet. Like, but when an anime does get announced, because I'm sure this is a series that will get an anime eventually, I'm pretty sure it's a series that will blow up. It's really great. I don't see very many people talking about it, but I have noticed that more manga people are talking about it. So it is definitely a series that is getting on people's radar. And as for my favorite anime that I've basically watched this season, which I could only think of one that's really standing out because it's still going on right now, and that is Attack on Titan, the final season. I am so excited for this, you guys. Like, when the first episode came out and the new opening, My War, it was so interesting to see how people reacted to that, because a lot of people are like, oh good, an opening with no spoilers, and manga readers are just like, there are spoilers everywhere. You just won't understand until you get further in the story. But yeah, I've been looking forward to the final season of Attack on Titan for a long time. It feels like one of those series that Isayama has been doing so well with it, that if Isayama is able to give a satisfying ending, whether it ends on a hopeful note or a tragic note, however it ends, if he's able to build it up so that the series is satisfying, I do think that Attack on Titan will go down as one of the best animes of the decade, if not ever. The new opening by War, like when those birds are falling down from the sky, it's so ominous. It's just, I love it so much. I'm so excited. I have no idea how it's gonna end. Like, I know people have theories on how it's gonna end, but it's like, if we could get a happy note, I'd be happy. But with it being Attack on Titan, I don't really think it's gonna go that way. Nonetheless though, I'm really excited to see how it's gonna end. Really excited for some other sequel animes that are coming out too, like Re:Zero Season 2, as well as The Promised Neverland Season 2, and then there's the 4th movie for the rebuild of Evangelion. I started rewatching Evangelion with the ADV dub, so really excited about that because I just started watching it. I'm like, what a great way to kick off my 2021 with some good old suffering with Evangelion. And then, as I'm catching up with that, another series that's getting a remake that's coming out that I'm so excited for is Shaman King. And like, what? Shaman King is a series that had like an anime forever ago. Like when a lot of us were growing up with 4Kids, that's like how long ago it was anime, but it's getting completely reanimated. It's gonna hopefully, you know, complete the manga. I'm so excited for it. Lyserg Detail has been on my cosplay list for such a long time. And you know what, guys? Now that it's coming out, now that Shaman King is relevant and everything, I definitely need to cosplay Lyserg, especially since I finally understand how to do the spikes in his hair. Excited for that. Really excited that that's getting a remake, and if I could put a remake on my wish list of an anime that I really, really want to get a remake because it so deserves it, it has such a beautiful story and a beautiful ending, Pandora Hearts. Come on, anime studios, Pandora Hearts. Such a good story by Jun Mochizuki, and like the original anime was okay, but the last few episodes completely kind of ruined the story that I don't think they could just pick up and continue because they really messed up on those last few anime original endings for Pandora Hearts. But if Pandora Hearts could get a complete remake, I'd be so happy. And that's gonna do it for my pickups of the end of the year, everyone. So basically, you know, the last few months of 2020. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below on what you're collecting or what animes you're looking forward to in this new season. and I will see you guys all in my next video.